Woo. Man, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to another episode of the Numerovational universe with the Numerovational perspective. Today's lesson is, why can't we all just get along? Inspired by the late, great Rodney King, born April the 2nd. Interesting enough, Rodney King was born the same day as Marvin Gaye. Interesting. And he transitioned on June the 17th, the birthday of Steve Coakley and Kendrick Lamar. But big up to the late, great Rodney King. Why can't we all get along? And the focus today, is going to be on the words get along, because they have a mathematical frequency. And when you say those words, it's supposed to resonate on a higher vibration to give people guidance. So, and I want to say happy birthday to people born on December the 30th. Today is LeBron James' birthday. Today is Tiger Woods' birthday. Today is Tyrese's birthday. Happy birthday to those gentlemen doing their own thing. One in golf, one in basketball, one in singing, and also acting. All of them have done great jobs. All of them have been caught up in some form of controversy, whether small or large. But happy born day to them. And, oh, yes. Today is also the 5th day of Kwanzaa, Nia, purpose. There's always a purpose for everybody that came on this planet. There's a purpose. And because this is the 5th day, I'm giving away the 5th book today. I'm going to start off early. First person to text me at 347-496-1022 will get this book, Woke doesn't mean broke. Woke doesn't mean broke, but you have to pay for shipping and handling, which is $25. This is a $44 book on Amazon. Woke doesn't mean broke because I really want y'all to get it. So please, the first person that texts me at 347-496-1022, you will be eligible to get that book that I just showed you, Woke Doesn't Mean Broke by Brother Billy Carson. And look out for the interview that Billy Carson did with me and Elizabeth Carson did with me. So look out for that coming up in a momentarily, within a few days. Woke doesn't mean broke. Very good book to have in your arsenal as far as the lies you tell yourself. That's one of the chapters in the book. I mean, I could jump from chapter to chapter. Pitch or keep your tax documents. He talks about the importance of understanding your tax documents. Tips to create a bright financial future. Very good book to have. And someone just texted me. Let me see who just texted me just now. All right, I do see. I think somebody just texted me just now. Okay, all right, I see it. Make sure you send the $25, of course. And the person said they would love the book. Okay, so you can circulate the $25. All right. I'm going to send that to you, what you got to circulate, the amount that you have to circulate, and it will be in the mail. All right. Make sure she said you're going to send it on Zelle. Okay. And also send me a direct mailing address, please. Also send me a direct mailing address. It will go out in the mail in a couple of days. I just came from the mail today, so it probably won't go out until Wednesday or Thursday, until after the new year. But, I just went to the mail today and dropped off some books and everything else. And, of course, those people know me. So somebody just won it. So big up to that person who just won the book. Woke doesn't mean broke. Hosea, that's the last name. The person's name is Hosea. Okay, big up to the last person. Last name of that person is Hosea. Big up to you. You just won the book. All you have to do is send me $25 for shipping and handling. That's it. So we'll put this book tomorrow. I'm going to give away another book. And the next day after that, I'm going to give away another book. We got 2 more days of Kwanzaa. So I've been giving away books, Billy Carson books for Kwanzaa. Woke doesn't mean broke. So just because you are woke with knowledge don't mean you're supposed to be broke with knowledge. Okay? That's basically the premise of what he's saying, but he gives you an outline of what you need to do to stay motivated. So today is Nia, purpose. Tomorrow is going to be Kaumba, and creativity. And the last and 7th day will be Imani. So I got 2 more books to give away. Got 2 more books. I just gave away my book for this day, and thank y'all very much. And remember, when you circulate to any channel, make sure you say currency is circulating back to me a trillion folds. I did that while I was at the post office, sending money for the book and all that, and getting money orders and all that kind of stuff for the house. Currency is circulating back to me 1,000 folds. And I look at it even as books, as support, as booking sessions. I look at it anytime somebody send me any type of currency, good currency is circulating back to me a trillion folds. I want to thank Dr. B for giving us that particular mantra. Currency is circulating back to me 1,000 folds. That's what he says. I said, I'm turning it into a trillion folds right now. I'm turning it. So even if I'm shooting for the trillions, I'll land amongst the millions, and the billions and all that kind of stuff. So, and big up. Okay. Woo. Big up to my dear friend, Elizabeth Carson. She just sent me a text saying when the program will be airing, and the Decode Your Destiny Through Numbers program will be airing on Billy Carson's show at Elizabeth's show called Just a Gem. Will be airing tonight at 7:30 on Forbidden Knowledge TV and also Elizabeth Carson's platform. So let me save that. and upload this. So yes. Oh yeah, man. So watch what and she's doing fast, rapid things for 33 minutes. I'm just dropping information quick, fast for 33 minutes on her show. And then Billy's show is going to be uploaded after that. So look out for that tonight. So hold on. Let me just make sure, family, let me just make sure I put this up into the, so y'all can see it. I want to make sure I share this with y'all because I want y'all to tune in tonight on Elizabeth Carson on Forbidden Knowledge Television on YouTube. And it's going to be a powerful. She asked some great questions and we tapped into some deeper stuff also. But always with me, I'm always about humanity and making sure that humanity is better at what they came to do. Also, I want to thank Sister Elba that came on last night and really gave us some profound information from her perspective. And want to remind every beautiful person out there that the next interviews that are coming up are going to be extraordinary. A lot of sisters I'm bringing into the forum back on my channel a little bit more. A lot of new people I'm going to be bringing on also. There's going to be a lot of new advertisers also coming on. So look out for that. The advertise. Remember, family, it's good to advertise your business. It's good to advertise your business. Forgive me here. It's good to advertise your business. And what we used to say in the radio world is that advertisement doesn't cost, it pays. Advertisement doesn't cost, it pays. So always remember it's important to advertise the business. Do what you got to do to make your business special. Okay, great. I got the flyer. Yes, this is coming up today at 7:30. This is going to be today at 7:30 at the place called Forbidden Knowledge and also Elizabeth Carson's YouTube channel. So it's also going to be Decode Your Destiny Through Numbers. 33 minutes, just a gem. She just wanted to keep those quick gems coming. And that's what I did. I kept those quick gems coming. Every second every time she asked a question, I just kept on dropping the information real quick. No let-ups, no letdowns, all good information. So make sure y'all tune in tonight on Forbidden Knowledge TV. All right. On Forbidden Knowledge TV, I will be on with her. And then I believe Billy's Own drop after that. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. And remember, in January, we're going to set it off with Color Curiosity. Millicent from Color Curiosity will be in the building, healing through color therapy and the importance of using color therapy. Why wearing certain colors to the job or for job interviews are very important. Why wearing certain colors for different days. And if you can't wear the whole, let's say Thursday, which Thursday in certain systems is the day for lavender and purple. Now, you might not want to wear a big old purple suit looking like Barney. I got it. I love you. You love me. You don't want to look like Barney. I got it. However, you could at least accentuate whatever clothing. So if you're wearing all black and you decide to wear a purple scarf or a purple and black hat for that particular day, or you got jewelry that might have amethyst or certain purple colors on it, that's how you accentuate that color black or that color blue or that color green. I love how Queen of Four carries herself because she knows how to. She won't wear red for all of Tuesday, but she knows how to accentuate the red with the gold and with the white. So study people like Queen of Four because she follows the day and the color coordination for the day, as taught by Dr. Layla Africa and Louise Hayes and various other people. Follow Queen of Four. Check out. I usually know, this is how powerful it is, what day Queen of Four has done an interview on the Breakfast Club. If you look at her colors, you can tell what particular day that interview was done, although they might broadcast it the next day, especially if they're pre-recording and not doing. So I always recognize that. So one time she was dressed in a certain color and I said, okay, they did it on this day because I know Queen of Four shows her, she shows her, she loves color therapy and she knows colors are healing. So make sure you check out this beautiful sister that's going to be on with us on January the 5th, but make sure you get her services. Tomorrow is the last day for this Color Curiosity Curator, last day. So make sure you text the word consultation and get it done to that number. Big up to also Dr. Shakira Moore, iridologist, nutritional advisor. Both of them are my moderators also. Both of them are my moderators. Make sure you show them some love. And on January the 8th, we have this beautiful sister coming in, Dr. Alicia Watkins, keeping your mind away from low frequencies. Then I will have the the only Paris Williams will be in the building. Her new book is now available. Here is her new book link right here. I will paste it in the chat. I just ordered her new book, Beyond, and the book is called Breaking Barriers, a guided journal for emotional and mental growth. And that sister been through some stuff. We ain't just going to talk about tarot on that day. We're going to talk about some stuff, what she been through the molestation and rape and all that, and how this book will serve a greater purpose. How this book will serve a greater purpose. So her link to the book is in the chat. It has just been released. It's only $15 right now. Go get the book. Go get the journal. Go get the information from Paris Williams, who will be on with me on January 12th, which happens to be Dr. Khalid Muhammad's birthday. And I got Nina Dunham. You know who this lady is. She is the mother of Aquarius. She's the mothership of Aquarius Maximus. Now, she went through a journey of crack cocaine and dealing with men that also was on that journey of crack cocaine. So healing through the Rock of Ages is not like what Ross Ben wrote in his book, Rock of Ages. This is dealing with crack rock, the vow. So we're going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about just cardology and astrology. I have to get into the history of these women and drug abuse, or what they went through. Also, Cheyenne Black, speaking from the heart, from out of Haiti. Sakpase Nabule, to all the Haitian Massive. She's going to be on with us on January the 19th. That's going to be powerful. And do remember that same day, Dr. Philip Valentine has a great event coming up on there. He's doing his webinar on the 19th also, so you can come and enjoy both of our events. Remember, my webinar and my masterclass, Guided Interpretations, is happening on January the 11th. From 1 to 4 p.m. That's going to be profound. And I'm ready. When I tell you I'm ready like Freddie, girl. And boys, remember, join my membership. Join the membership. Just press that join button. It's only $9.99. Most of these lessons are put on the membership for a reason, so you can study, so you can always keep them, because I got like 1,000 videos up there. And probably in the membership, there's probably 100 videos up there in the membership. I don't even promote my Patreon as much, although I do have Patreon. And I just want to send some respect, give some respect to, who else do I want to give? Paris Williams coming to Georgia for a book signing. Her book signing will be at the New Black Wall Street at Nina Dunham spot, Nina Diamond spot. And make sure you support Paris. Paris is all through this show. Here we go. Hit her up on Instagram, YouTube, and all that, and website also. Big her up. And do remember, family, Adara Moselle. She's one of my new sponsors here. Wow, look what she has to offer here. All you have to do is scan the QR code. She's an energetic wellness facilitator, personal power coach, shaman. She does free consultations, services free consultation, energy healing, negative energy removal, personal power activation, True Tantra, the lost Tantra of African and indigenous people, self-discovery, pleasure. Can't wait till she write that book. That book is going to be powerful when she decides to write that book. And she does have a book out there right now. All you have to do is call Higher Self Harmony, scan the QR code, and it goes directly to her Linktree /Adara Moselle. And Lloyd Strayhorn, make sure you support Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. His books, his apps, everything is dope. He does great jobs, and he's one of the elders in this. And big up to Amira. She provides cartomancy, not cardology, cartomancy. It's a different way of looking at the cards, but she's very good at what she does with her spiritual expression. She's done sessions for me, and it's been profoundly accurate at what she does. So I love what she does. Big up to my son with his cleaning services. Hit up the number right there at the bottom, 512-429-9522. And my other son with his recording studio. Hit him up at 929-456-3009 and tell him that King Simon sent you. And if you do want to book a session with me, you could do the 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute session. The month of January is filling up, so you better get it. And after those interviews with Billy and Elizabeth drops, it's gonna turn up again. It's about to turn up, and then I'm doing Brother Rich's show with Lloyd Strayhorn together, so it's gonna turn up. It's gonna turn up. So get ready, family. All right, good. All right. Good day to all of you beautiful people out there on Instagram. Much respect to Jay Fan in the building on Instagram, Beck in the building on Instagram, Bad Girl in the building on Instagram, Numeralytics on Instagram. Also, big up to all of y'all. Water Forever on Instagram. Hit up to all of y'all. Big up to everybody and everybody on YouTube. Thank y'all very much for tapping in on YouTube. Color Curiosity is here. Christina is in the building. Scorpion Home is in the building. Nate is in the building. Nikki Love is in the building. Holistic the Master Iridologist. My mother in the building. Randall is in the building. Nate is in the building. All right. Tara is in the building. Tiara is in the building. And Philly Cat is in the building. Okay. Thank y'all very much for being a part of the journey. Today's lessons was very important to me because, and before I go on to that, let me share some books real quick. Very good book recommended by not only Dr. Phil Valentine, but also Dr. Shakira Moore. This one is called The Right Use of Will. If you can get it, Dr. Phil is selling it on his website, also uksnow.com. This is written by Cian D. Rohan. Okay. And all the information was received, downloaded through this person. That's what they say on it. This book is very good. The Right Use of Will. Healing and Evolving the Emotional Body. And the next book is Positive, The Power of Positive Energy by Tanaz Chubbs. I've promoted this numerous times before. And one more book that I would like to show, and this is by Cryon. This is a book that I found in a park the other in New York when I was there, the last time I was there. The New Human and Evolution of Humanity. Because the lesson that I'm about to teach today, it definitely deals with the elevation of humanity. Why can't we all just get along? When that statement was said by the late, great Rodney King, no matter what he was before that, his abuse by law enforcement officers of that time catapulted something. And that's when we really, for the first time, seen some major abuse in the 90s. Although it happened in the 60s also, because you could revert that, you could turn that 9 over into the 6. And around that same time in the 60s, you've seen abuse happening on the street of melanated people back in the day. So that 9 and that 6 is really interesting. The 60s and the 90s. So that video camera or that videotape that came out on the brother Rodney King was very profound and very touching and very hurtful to many of us as melanated people, especially melanated men, which we call Black men, indigenous men, men of African descent, whatever you may call yourself, Moorish men, Islamic men, whatever. But I'm talking about the melanated people. So when Rodney King came on and said, why can't we all just get along? Which he was showing a form of forgiveness of what the officers did to them. Because forgiveness, family, is the highest form of healing. You'll never forget. And you do, most of us as original people do realize innately that the universe is just. And we know, according to different situations, that those police officers have gone through some stuff, if they're still alive, and are still going through some stuff, because their actions will be etched into history as abusers. Even the ones that happen in New York and the one in LA and all over the world, they will be etched in history as abusers of their power, because it was an unnecessary beatdown of someone from our perspective as melanated, sensitive people, but it might have been a necessary beatdown for those that did the beatdown from their perspective. I got it. I understand. And I'm cool. And not every law enforcement officer is negative. So all you law enforcement officers that do watch me, I have law enforcement. As a matter of fact, my uncle was a major law enforcement officer in Jamaica. My father was in the military. My uncle was in the military. I have two sons that was in the military. And I've trained with military people in the dojo in the martial arts world. So, you know, I'm so respectful of people in the military that uses their military power for respect and healing and teaching. A lot of you don't know that Baba Heru, the jeweler for Queen of Four and the Sacred Women, the jeweler for Erykah Badu, he used to be a police officer. Born August the 9th, and 9 is a attractive number to law enforcement, military, and all of that. But the 9 also represents the higher level of humanity. And then the lower aspect of 9 represents arguments, war, contention, and all that. But him being born on August the 9th, Baba Heru, used to carry not only a gun because he was required to carry a gun, but he also carried an ankh, the symbol of life, according to the Kemetic perspective. If you've seen Baba Heru on one of his videos last year or the year before with 19 keys, check it out and go and support that brother. I've always told Baba Heru to write his book. And one of his sons came on stage and said, "Oh, my father don't have to write a book. His jewelry is his book," which is true. However, some people cannot buy the jewelry or can't afford the jewelry, or those who can't afford jewelry would like to read the story about what Baba Heru had to share and what made him get into joyery, or made him become an entertainer and perform. And he was one of those guys that knew how to play and still can play the 12-string guitar. Had a whole group coming out of the Caribbean. So I understand why our brother Billy Carson, even in his book, Woke Doesn't Mean Broke, says that everybody should write a book. Don't just assume that people is going to support you on other businesses, because if they can't afford a jewelry or ring or thing, they will buy a $10 or $15 book or $20 book faster because it's there and they can look through the history just in case. And it also can be passed down from generation to generation, that book. So the quote or the question that Rodney King asked, why can't we all just get along? And like I said, I'm going to focus on 2 words, get along, which, interesting enough, in the Pythagorean system, the word get along, get adds up to a 14, the word along adds up to a master number 22, which equals 36. 14 plus 22 equals 36, which is a 9. 9 is the number of humanitarian service. So in order to get along, or if you're thriving to get along, you have to be practicing humanitarian level understanding. If you understand what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the chat. Because you got to get along. It's about getting on with whoever. No matter, regardless of race, color, or creed, the get along. Get along is it gives us that 9. The 3 and the 6, 3 deals with, in order to get along with other people, other races, you have to be able to communicate. 3 represents communication, expression, jovial, happiness, manifestation, but one of the primary single word meaning and interpretation of the number 3 is expansion and expression, whether it's through dance and music and all that. And I notice at different clubs, I go to white clubs and black clubs, or we'll have a whole multi-ethnic club, and they dancing and having a good time together. We don't know what that white man believes outside of the club. We don't know what that Chinese woman believes. I don't know what that Japanese woman, but when music is put in the middle, it brings us to come together to get along, which is the higher level of the frequency number 9. 3 definitely represents the expression and expansion. 6 represents the balance and the harmony that we need to find with each other. And the forgiveness, because some of us still don't forgive. Never going to tell you to forget. But if a person from another race is proving themselves in any way that they are sorry for what their ancestors did or what have you, whatever, even if they give us reparation, that's where the healing begins. And then we could go to the higher level. The healing expression begins, and that's where we can go to the higher level of the number 9. Again, the word get adds up to a number 14 in the Pythagorean. The word along adds up to a master number 22, and 14 plus 22 equals 36, which is also connected to the number of creativity and productivity. Because 36 has the same meaning of the number as the number 27 in compound numerology or composite numerology. But the 9 still says it's elevating. It's an elevation on the positive, but it also can be a destructive number on the negative. The word get along in the Chaldean perspective, Chaldea, it adds up to a number 12. In the word along, the get adds up to a number 12. The word along adds up to 19. 12 plus 19 equals 31, which is a 4. This is very interesting. Because if you operate on the negative of the 31, the 31 is a symbol of self-containment and seclusion. So if you're not willing to get along, then you will seclude yourself and you will contain yourself from other individuals, other people, other races, other ethnicities. The negative of the 31. But the positive of the 31, still that 3 deals with expression and expansion and jovial and happiness. 1 deals with creativity. The 4 says it needs to be put work. You need to put work to it because 4 is a building number and 4 deals with working hard, being loyal. In order for you to get along, you have to express yourself. You got to be creative and got to work hard at it so we can stay at it and keep on building it together as a unified nation. Look. I know it sounds like some kumbaya stuff. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. Okay, it sounds kumbaya-ish. I understand. And I'm not trying to say that we all gonna kumbaya and get together. That ain't happening. I don't believe that is happening in this day. I don't believe it's gonna happen in this day and time. I don't think the kumbaya thing though happens on this earth because there's too much division, there's too much separation through past hurts and all that and traumas. I don't think the kumbaya thing could only work in an energetic way in the spiritual or the soul realm. I do not believe that it can work here. From my opinion. The kumbaya thing is a good song. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. It's a good word. It's a good song. Big up to Alba. She's in the building. Rainwater. What's up, girl? It's a good song. It's a good song. And it makes us dance and it makes us hope. The kumbaya attitude of getting along with everybody, it brings hope that it can happen. But creatures in my backyard don't even get along that well. They eating each other and they fighting each other, or the red ants don't like the black ants. It's crazy, but I see it. Oh man! But I'm not saying that it's a kumbaya thing here, you know. But whatever it does take higher levels of thought patterns to get along, and it does take work. Just by these 2 frequencies that I'm not even going into the vowels and the consonant, although I can touch on all of them, but I'm keeping it simple so I can keep it moving. Keeping it simple so I can keep it moving. So let's go into the lesson. And please, family, please, don't let me start sounding like James Brown. He said not the red ass of the black. I'm just saying. They can hardly see and they fighting. That's what I'm saying. It's deep. And I got red ants and black ants in the backyard. But if you put them together, because remember, every ant species has a distinct smell about them. Every one of us have a distinct smell and a distinct fingerprint and eye retina and all that. We all have distinct things that makes us different. Let's be real. Ants and bugs and different. No ant and fly they are not the same. They have their own coding, each one of them. Just because the female ant or the queen ant gave birth to a whole litter, a whole bunch of people or bees, don't mean that each one of them are the same. They may come from the same DNA strain, but they don't mean that they're the same. They all got their own little individual smell and prints and all that kind of stuff, but they also recognize the importance of their unity and working together, ants and bees. In the Holy Quran, there's 2 chapters called the ant and the bee, and the spider and the elephant and the cow. Why is that in the Quran? I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole religious, that's a whole Quranic explanative. But I want to get into the lesson real quick. Big up to BTV in the building. Ray Massey, what's up? In the building. So I'm gonna move fast, move through it. I'm gonna pay this commercial break and set it up. Those that are just tuning in, I'm showing some books that I do suggest that you get. This one is called Cryon, The New Human and Evolution of Humanity. Speaking about getting along, it has to be a new human and an evolution of humanity. This is Cryon book 14. They got a whole series. Lee Carroll, I believe his name is. Yeah, Lee Carroll, who'll be channeling that particular. Here's another book that I mentioned earlier. The Power of Positive Energy by Tanaz Chubb. The Power of Positive Energy by Tanaz Chubb. And another book that I will mention right now, this book right here is called Right Use of Will. I want to thank Dr. Shakira and Dr. Valentine for sharing the wisdom about this book. I know it's on Dr. Valentine's website, uksnow.org. Make sure you're healing and evolving the emotional body. Healing and evolving the emotional body. Of course, my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Everything can work it out if you want to make it work. Anything can work if you want to make it work. So look, I'm going to take this quick commercial break and we're going to be back with the lessons. Are you ready for the lessons? Put the number 9 in the chart. Put the number 9 in the chat if you're ready for the lesson. I'm about to go into the lesson. Ready? I'm not going to be up here too long. So we're going to try to finish this in an hour and a few minutes. Are you ready for the lesson? Put the number 9 in the chat if you're ready for the lesson. Thank you, Alba, for putting that 9 in the chat. Thank you very much for your interview last night. We'll be right back after this Professor Griff commercial, all right? And his whole band called the Soul Collective.
Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Awards Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website, www.irawma.com for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. Yes, welcome back. Your dreams roll your ticket out. Welcome back to the same old place that we laugh about. Hey, today's lesson is the numerovational, spiritual, and physical perspective of why can't we all get along? Inspired by Rodney King, the late Rodney King, born April the 2nd, and transitioned on June the 17th. Tonight, make sure y'all watch Decode Your Destiny over there on Forbidden Knowledge TV and Elizabeth Carson TV. Make sure you check out those two channels. Forbidden Knowledge TV at 7:30. This is called Just a Gem. This is a program that Elizabeth Carson does called Just a Gem. And I will be on it tonight. And I know Billy Carson's interview that he did of me is going to also be it's been pre-recorded, and it's going to be, and him and I went into something real extraordinary because Billy got them questions. So I love it. All right, so let's get into the lessons, family. Again, this is a very important to me. You see my little granddaughter with me. You know why I said I put my granddaughter's picture and myself on there? Because getting along is really what I've seen children do. Children do it so naturally. They can be on a playground with a bunch of different people born of different races, and they just start playing and get along with each other. So why can't we all just get along? I don't understand. Especially me coming from an Aquarian vibration, misnomer Aquarius, me coming from a happy vibration. I used to play with white kids in Canada and Chinese kids and all that kind of stuff, and Spanish kids and all that, until, there was probably with the Spanish children in Brooklyn, and no disrespect to any Spanish people out there, there was a time where, and I'm going to say this out too loud, there was a time when at a young age, I was probably like 6 or 7 years of age, and the brother of this Spanish girl that I liked was wanted me and his sister to have sex. This is some wild stuff. This is when I was like 6 or 7 years of age on Prospect Place in Brooklyn. I'm not afraid to say this. And I knew it was weird, and I didn't know what was going on here. He didn't molest me or her, but he just wanted to see us indulge as a little child in some type of sexual activity at 6, 7 years of age. This is 6 or 7 years of age. I'll never forget that. So even when trying to deal with Latino women or Latina women of the lighter hue, it was very hard for me to deal with, because I tried to deal with one recently, and it just was very hard because I still had that old mindset of what that brother, the older brother, was trying to do so he can get his little rocks off, or whatever, whether he was jerking off or doing, I didn't know what he was doing. It was crazy. So this was at 6 or 7 years of age, playing with a friend at their house. And, and I found it weird. And I always wanted to study and research what that was all about. And those who know, please tell me anything psychological, because that seemed like it was psychological, especially for a grown, older boy. He was not, let me see, I was like 6 or 7. She was around 6 or 7 years of age. He was about 12, going on 13, to say that. So that's such a weird thing that I never forgot. And I hope his sister is well. She was a beautiful young lady back in the day. I hope her sister was well, his sister's well. And I hope he never really molested or touched her, because it seemed like that's probably what was going on. And I just didn't understand, because I was too young to even understand this. And I moved from Prospect around 7 or 8 years of age when I was, when my mother and father divorced. So I never understood that. But it still resonates to the point that I'm not able to really deal with certain Puerto Rican women that are of lighter hue. The dark-skinned women I could deal with. The dark-skinned Latinas, I could deal, Afro-Latinos I could deal with, but the one that was kind of Spaniard looking and all that, because of that incident, I still found it hard to deal with. And I'm just being honest, because it's going to be in my autobiography also. And remember, I do have an autobiography. It's going to be some tear-jerking moments in this autobiography. It's going to be fun. Majority of my autobiography is going to be fun, but it's going to be some tear-jerking moments as I'm recalling a lot of stuff through hypnotherapy. And I'm going to be doing another hypnotherapist session with Kendall to pinpoint. And I might need to do a regression session too. I might have to do a past life regression session. Let's see what Alba, he probably got molested. Yes, society commentator. Yeah, probably got molested himself. Or he was probably molesting his sister. She was a very beautiful Latina sister. What did Alba, she's from, that is certainly something to look into, because I know just what you mean. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth dealing with when I see Latino people on stage. Sometimes I couldn't even watch Telemundo. I'm that serious. And I wanted to learn Spanish because my family is Cuban, the darker Cuban. I had the darker Cubanos, Cubano, Latin, Afro-Latino, Afro-Cubano, Jamaican. So especially on my father's side. But I didn't understand that. And I didn't, as children, getting back to the point, as children, I wanted to get along with as a child, get along with Spanish, white. When I went to Montreal, Canada, we stayed at Benny's Farm. Those who are from Montreal, Canada know Benny Farm from back in the day. Big up to my cousin Shireen and my aunt Sybil and Aunt Dar that kept us. And my mother used to send us away so she could work and do all this. She used to send us to either Jamaica or Canada so she could work and my father could work. And they went through their things while we was gone too. Somebody said regression will probably be good. You have PTSD. Okay, I mean, I don't claim that's those acronyms and those abbreviations. PTSD. I don't claim that. I don't hold on to. People said I had ADHD, but when I was young, and I didn't hold on to that either. Some people say I have what's that? OCD too. I don't claim those things. I just do what I got to do to make sure I balance my own life out and stay away from what I recall that might not be good for me at the time. And that's what I'm doing now. That again, I don't like to claim a lot of things that European has taught us, because one thing what Dr. Africa has says, he said in his book, African Holistic Health, the textbook of African Health, he said in his book, if one child fails, then the whole community, both sides of the family fails. So if a child becomes and allows themselves to become under that diagnosis of that diagnosis of what you just shared, that PTSD or that ADHD and all that, if they are diagnosed with that by this European society, that means the community has failed that child to be, the mother's side and the father's side has failed that child, because it's incumbent upon us to heal our children from those type of things. You know what I'm saying? I know it's post-traumatic stress disorder, but I choose not to deal with that hue of people under what had happened. One reason, and the other reason is that I just felt that that just maybe it happened, and why I feel the way is maybe because I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm not supposed to go down that road. I'm not supposed to go down to the Spanish people, and I'm not supposed to deal with the European people. Anything that gets that too close to that, I can't deal with it no more. I leave it alone. I'm all right. I want to keep my beautiful seed, and if I have children, I'm going to have children with somebody who is of darker hue melanin or melanated or brown skin or whatever. That's what I'm going to work with. Not just going to jump into a Spaniard especially knowing the history of what Spaniards have done to us, not only in the Caribbean, but throughout the Americas, throughout the South Americas and all of that. Respect to what they do. If that's what they do, hey, people of Spain, wow, the stuff that they've done. Lord have mercy. I got the books on it. I have the books on it. So I'm very careful about, I'm a Maroon, and I'm from the Moorish destiny, a dynasty and paradigm through the Maroons. But like John Henry Clark said one time at a lecture that the Maroons conquered Spain with their penis. That part. And I don't feel like conquering Spain with my penis. I could. I don't feel like conquering Spaniards with my penis. No. But John Henry Clark spoke about that very intricately back in the day, and what the Moors did with Spain and all those parts of Europe back in the day. Conquered it with that penis. Wow. That's why Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Papers, was so important. That's why Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Paper, was so important, because it showed us the psychological stance. And I love Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. And I have books by, well, a lot of my books, as y'all know, has been lost due to storage. Storage was taken and sold. So I lost Black Power, the Black Power book by Amos Wilson and all that. So, man, a lot of books is gone, man. Whew, my goodness, I had over 2,000 books. Yeah. Kafunya, what's up, girl? Big up to Sister Kafunya all the time. How you doing, Sister Kafunya? But let's get into the lesson. I'm sorry. I'm on a soapbox. And big up to Wesley Muhammad. He did a great job on Brother Rich show last night. He was a little under the weather, but I'm working on getting him on. I made sure I text him and say I thank him for that. He did a great job, and he said he appreciate me and all that kind of stuff. So big up to Brother Wesley. I love how, because I have his books here. Wesley is really a very thorough researcher. So don't play with him. If you're about to try to debate him, if you ain't as thorough a researcher as Wesley, stay focused and leave Wesley alone if you ain't ready for Wesley Muhammad. All right. I know that for a fact. He's thorough. All right. So let's get into the lesson. Yes, Neely Fuller. Yes, I talked to Neely Fuller before on the phone. Let's get into the lesson, family. All right. King Simon's note, why can't we all get along? Which was expressed in the 90s by the late Rodney King, born April the 2nd, 1965, transitioned June the 17th, 2012, after being brutally abused by law enforcement officers. Spiritual perspective. Unity through higher awareness. Y'all take a snapshot of this if you need to. From a spiritual standpoint, the question touches on a deeper concept of oneness and interconnectedness. Many spiritual traditions teach that all human beings originated from the same divine source, and separation is merely an illusion of the physical realm or physical world. However, now I was typing this while I was heading to the post office today in a cab, in an Uber. However, the negative ego, and I have to preference that because there's a negative part of ego and there's a positive part of ego. The negative ego, which thrives on fear, competition, and identity, creates division. That part. That's why I preference that negative ego. And those who want to see the breakdown of the word ego, y'all can go to my lessons in my membership. I broke down the word, the positive and negative of the word ego in my membership. So join my membership and look for it. It's there. I put it on the board and broke it down and what it means, because Remember, numbers have the higher frequency and the lower frequency. I wanted to show the importance of respecting the positive and the negative of the word ego. All right, let's get back to the next part of the lesson. Number 1, lessons and growth. Some believe that conflicts serve as a tool for soul evolution. Through challenges and misunderstandings, individuals are given opportunities to develop compassion, patience, and forgiveness. Without friction, growth might stagnate. Some believe, this is a belief, without friction, some may stay stagnant. And that could be true in certain perspectives. Without friction, things might be stagnant. Number 2, vibrational alignment. People operate at different vibrational frequencies based on their thoughts, emotions, and spiritual development. Misalignment in vibration can lead to disharmony. Spiritual work like meditation, prayer, and acts of kindness can raise collective vibration, fostering unity. Very important. Very important. Very important. The last part there, spiritual work like meditation, prayer, and act of kindness can raise collective vibration, fostering unity. How many of you at least once a day or once a week practice one of those things, meditation, prayer, or acts of forgiveness? Please put the number 8 in the chat. How many of you out there in the chat, let's put it in the chat, y'all don't have to call in and all that, have practiced one of those spiritual works, at least one of them? Meditation, prayer, and acts of kindness. Put the number 8 in the chat. I see y'all putting the 8 in the chat. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much for your service. Let me say that to you right now. Thank you very much for your service, for sharing, meditating, or praying, or some form of act of kindness. Even a smile is an act of kindness. I was at the bank teller at Chase, and I just smiled at him. Hey, brother, hey, thank you very much. Saluted him and say, hey, thank you for, and he was very accommodating. He was helping me out. And I said, yo, do I need this? Blah, blah. Very accommodating. So it goes a long way. An act of kindness goes a long way. Act of kindness goes a long way, And sometimes some of us can be assholes. Yes, I know that. We got the asshole ways or the whole ass ways, and I got it. I understand. I'm going to have to break that down. Asshole and whole ass. WHOLE. You could either be an asshole, which is the small part of it, or you could be the whole ass, which is the big part of it. I'm just saying. Sometimes people can be whole asses and assholes. This is what it is. Pause. Don't think negative of them. Okay. Number 3, karmic bonds. In some belief systems, unresolved karma from past lives may manifest as present-day conflict. The inability to get along can be a part of a soul contract that must be fulfilled through healing and forgiveness. Remember, that word karma means cause and effect. Remember what it means. So let me read that again. Let me read what I wrote. In some belief system, unresolved karma from past lives may manifest as present-day conflicts. The inability to get along can be a part of a soul contract that must be fulfilled through healing and forgiveness. You can find that in your numbers. You can actually find that in your numbers, that when you have certain missing numbers, let's say you don't have no 6s in your chart. Let me read out of one of Lloyd Strayhorn's book about it, and y'all can get that if y'all want. This is a very good book. Lloyd's Numbers and You workbook. Let me read what he says about missing numbers. Let me show y'all something. Let me read something and share with you. because he's our brother and I don't mind promoting him. Okay. I do not mind promoting Lloyd Strayhorn's books. Here it is. Okay, so he goes on to say, he said, when you have no number 6, let's say when you have no number 6, let's say you have no 6s in your chart, in your name. It denotes shyness away from some form of domestic duties and responsibilities. Suggests an individual who is usually slow to making decisions, especially if pushed. Usually poor judgment when it comes to reading people and situations. So if you don't have no 6s or no letters that connects with the number 6 in your namesake, you have poor judgment when it comes to reading people. And that means that you came through in this day and time to be able to learn how to read people and also live up to your responsibilities. Because in your past life, according to the missing numbers, say that that's what you missed in your life, and now you came to compensate for that in this lifetime. If you have no 4s in your chart or few 4s, self-discipline, concentration is what you may be lacking. Attention to structure or order, that's what you came to fulfill in this lifetime. I'm just trying. Narrow-minded, if you don't have no 9s in your chart, narrow-minded ways of thinking, emotional extremes. Good book to have. Good book to have. And it's that thin. It's a real thin-ass book. It's a thin book. Very good. But this 40, this 39-page book has a lot of good information just for those who want to know the basics from his workbook. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn all the time. My dear brother. Make sure y'all support Lloyd. He is one of my elders, one of my judges who introduced me to another aspect of numbers. One of my teachers that introduced me to another aspect of numbers. Make sure y'all support him. All right? All right. Let's get back into the lesson. Number 4, shadow work. Shadow work. Spiritually, humans project their inner shadows onto others, causing division. I had to talk to somebody about this recently. Inner shadows causing division. Just by saying certain things that you might have harbored with your ex-husband or your ex-girlfriend, and then spewing it out to some friend or some family member can cause division between you and that person, because now you're putting it in their head. The path to harmony lies in self-awareness and healing, addressing inner wounds to reflect peace externally. So the path to harmony lies in self-awareness first and self-healing, addressing inner wounds to reflect peace externally. So in order for you to really, let me say this, before you project some of your negative from your past relationship, because, you know, a lot of people is always in relationships looking for red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags, but don't realize that the red flags in them might be attracting the red flags outside of them. And you can't just dog out somebody because they show one form of red flag, because that's what you're looking for. Some people are constantly looking for the negative instead of looking for what that person can be. And yes, we are human, so we're not perfect. And if you're looking for a perfect relationship, you might as well get off this planet and stop playing. There's no perfect anything in this realm, but in the spiritual realm, you came here to go through the classroom. That's the problem people are having. You got women that's looking for red flags, men looking for red flag. Okay, he didn't pay the bill on time. That's a red flag. He's human. Maybe he forgot. Maybe he didn't have the money. Maybe he's human. She's human. So everything can't be a red flag, and you can't project the shadow side of your red flags in you onto somebody else without cleaning your own red flags and turning your red flags into white flags or black flags or whatever flag you want to call it. Remember the Jamaican lady, red flag. If a man live with his mother for too long, red flag. If a man not pay him own bills, red flag. You remember the Jamaican woman that kept on doing that? She was swinging the red flag up and down. She just kept on flinging the red flag. Red flag. I got red flags about women too. If she don't know how to clean up after herself, red flag. If she don't know how to wipe up in the bathroom, red flag. If she don't know how to cook, red flag. But I don't want to project that. I'll just say, suggest this or suggest that, or just remind them, please, make sure my space is clean. You're a guest here in my house. Please make sure this is clean. Wipe this down, wash the tub, whatever you got to do, sweep. Because one thing about me, I keep a clean house thanks to my mother and father, who are clean freaks. My mother has white furniture. That part, exactly. So me and my sister was raised around a mother that had white furniture. And if you go to Jamaica or certain Caribbeans, we got plastic on our furniture. We had plastic on our furniture. Those who raised with Caribbean families back in the day, or older family, could be old Southerners, they had plastic on their furniture. That's what they had. Who knows about that? Put the number 1 in the chat. Plastic on the furniture. Lord have mercy. Can you imagine plastic on the furniture in a Jamaican household in Jamaica when it's 80 degrees? Can you imagine that? Or in the Caribbean or Dominican Republic or Haiti? Can you imagine that? I grew up with this. Oh, boy, you sit up on the plastic. Yo, it's hot. The plastic hot. Lord have mercy, the plastic hot. Oh my gosh, I remember those things. You're burning my thighs. My thighs get burned up. Yeah, your thighs get stuck. That's right, Philly cat. Your thighs get stuck. Oh, man. Oh, physical perspective, psychology, society, and survival. On a physical level, the inability to get along stems from biological, psychological, and societal factors. Number 1, tribal instinct. Humans are hardwired for survival, leading to tribalism. Big up to Star, because Star from Star Report says he don't subscribe to tribalism, and I understand. But humans are hardwired for survival, leading to tribalism, the tendency to form in groups and out groups. This instinct, once essential for protection, now often fuels prejudice and division. Remember what I'm saying here. That instinct once was essential for protection. We always learned about, I'm sorry, I took it off. We always learned about a community and how important it is to have community. Like it takes a community to raise a child. That is a form of tribalism, and that was an instinct that was essential for protecting the child, the women, and the men, especially in certain indigenous cultures or certain Akiba cultures or African cultures, especially from dangerous animals and all that kind of stuff. Now often fuels prejudice and division. So when a group come together like the Nation of Islam, people are prejudiced against them or feel that they're practicing division. Or you are Black Hebrew Israelite, they think you're practicing division because you are emphasizing Black or the Black Muslims and all that. When they're practicing protection also. They want to protect their women and children also. So we gotta be very, very mindful and find balance with the tribal instinct, because it's all right to practice tribalism when it comes to protection, especially of your children, especially for the women, especially for the men. But when it becomes something that causes division and prejudice, that's where the problem can show up. Number 2, fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. Differences in culture, race, or belief systems can trigger fear responses. People naturally gravitate towards familiarity, which can hinder empathy and cooperation. People naturally gravitate towards familiarity, which can hinder empathy and cooperation. And on another level, familiarity can also breed contempt. That part. And I taught a whole lesson on familiarity breeding contempt. Please join my membership. There's a whole lesson on that saying right there. Familiarity breeds contempt. I have a whole lesson on that from a mathematical, numerovational, spiritual, and physical perspective. Make sure you join the membership. Number 3, social structures, systems of power, inequality, and scarcity perpetuate conflict. Economic disparity, political agendas, competitions for resources create environments where collaboration feels risky and unattainable. Let me say that again. Social structures, systems of power, in inequality and scarcity perpetuate conflict. Economic disparity, political agendas, and competition for resources create environments for collaboration feels risky and unattainable. So, especially when it comes around this political agenda. And plus, everything is about competitive. Everybody's competing against each other when people got to realize the only person that I'm competing against is me. I'm not competing against Lloyd Strayhorn. I'm not competing against that guy, that dude named GC, whatever his name is. I'm not competing against Harish Jahari. I'm not competing against nobody. The only one you have to compete against is you when you look in the mirror. And if you feel that you have to interdependently collaborate with somebody, although it may be, you may feel a little risky about it, but you got to do the necessary vetting, because in this day and time, you just can't give your energy out so easily and collaborate with somebody that is going to take more from you, and it's not balanced. It has to be some type of balance. That's why it can feel risky and unattainable as far as people getting along together. So people are afraid to go and give up a little bit, the little power that they have. People are afraid to do that. I'm not afraid to share the wisdom, but I do protect the energy of my wisdom, because everybody can have a perspective on numbers and study it and become proficient in their own way. I'm not a master anything. I am a student of life. I'm a student. And the more I stay a student, the more my glass can keep on filling up. Keep on filling up. I'll drink some. Keep on filling it up. I'll drink again. Keep on filling it up. I'm going to drink of this wisdom. Thing I love about that. Number four, emotional wounds. Emotional wounds. Remember Philip Valentine, Dr. Philip Valentine wrote the book, The Wounded Womb. Emotional wounds, trauma, insecurities, and unhealed experiences influence behavior. Hurt individuals often project pain onto others, leading to misunderstanding and conflict. Thank you very much, Praise 7, for that badge. Thank you very much, Praise 7, for that. I can be also guilty of that also. especially past hurts, past pains with your mother and your father and all that. So hurt individuals often project pain onto others, leading to misunderstanding and conflict. We've done this in relationship. How many of you, if you're honest with yourself, have done it in your own relationships? Being hurt because you was hurt from your past, your emotional wounds. You project your pain onto others, leading to misunderstanding. Put the number 1 in the chat. I'm going to put the number 1 in my own chat. I put the number 1 in my chat. See, I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Nothing but the truth, so help me God. It's honest. Be honest. We project. People project. We project. Especially if we held on to some things that probably happened in our family and all that, we project. I've done it in relationships. I've done it with friendships. I've done it in business. I've got to be honest. Bridging the divide, a holistic approach. We're going to give a holistic approach. This would be very interesting for those who really need. Somebody said, Nate said, I had to learn to let go and allow her to be her true self, not who I felt she could be. I got to post that up there. I got to show that. I got to show that, Nate, if you don't mind. That's right. That's right. That's a good lesson you had, Nate. That's a good lesson. It's a good lesson behind that. And that's what women have to do for men, and that's what men have to do for women. Let go and allow her or him to be her true self, not who I felt she could be. Now, we always look for the better of what that person could be, but you got to let them get there on their own time. It's a time that some people awaken. So just because you're awakened to some new knowledge and she's not, but she's still a good woman, you don't just dash her away because she's not getting into the spiritual lesson and she's not thinking on the positive thinking and she's all into church and all that. But if she's a good woman or if he's a good woman, and I always ask my clients this, especially when I used to do compatibility sessions, I used to say, well, sister, is he a good woman? Is he still a provider? Is he didn't fool around, but he still loves his God, his children? You got to leave him where he's at, but still respect the good of that person. Because it's the good. Because if you just drop him for being a religious person or being just steadfast in that, that's what made him or her a better person. So you got to leave them there. You got to leave them there. Leave them right there. And show by your example. So you can bridge the divide and have a holistic approach. Because do you know there's Christian and Muslims that are married together to this day, that lives a harmonious marriage for probably 20 to 30 years. Christian and Muslims. Come on now. It can be done. It can be done. And that's the highest level of understanding and understanding each other from a holistic approach. Bridging the divide, a holistic approach. To truly get along, both the spiritual and the physical aspect must be addressed. Spiritual practices can elevate collective consciousness. Let's hold on right there. If you're a Muslim, or you're a Christian, or you're a spiritual practitioner, you can unite with somebody else outside of your spiritual practice, you're out of your spiritual practices by finding the one that y'all do, even if you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew, or whatever. And one of the spiritual practices that everybody do, whether you're an Ifa, whether you are Christian, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Hebrew, is meditate. Meditate in silence. You don't have to meditate loud and out loud. Meditate in silence. So what you as a couple that might be in a spiritual practice, or he might be in a Christian, create a meditation room and both of y'all can meditate together. However, make sure your meditation is to your own self and to your own creator or your own creative force or what you call it. and then find balance there, because spiritual practices can elevate collective consciousness. Where two or more are gathered, that's where the Creator is, according to the scripture. Community building and empathy training address psychological and societal roots. Community building and empathy training address psychological and societal roots. Education and open dialogue help dissolve prejudice and promote understanding. That I don't even have to explain that. Education, you got to educate each other about the systems that you're in, the philosophy that you're studying, and don't disrespect each other. Education and open dialogue, conversation helps dissolve prejudice and promote understanding. In conclusion, it's the last part, family, and I'm finished. In essence, unity is not simply the absence of conflict, but the presence of conscious effort, love, and mutual respect. Let me say that again. In essence, unity is not simply the absence of conflict, but the presence of conscious effort, love, and mutual respect across the board. If you could agree with that, family, put the number 1 in the chat. If you could agree with that last conclusion, put the number 1 in the chat. Thanks for your time and greatness from King Simon Presents. I'm not joking with people. It's really a healing journey that I'm on. You know, when Dr. Khalid said to us years ago that we are all saints, saviors, soldiers, scholars, healers, and killers, I'm in my healing phase right now. I've never been in a killing phase. I can admit that I've never killed anybody for anybody or because somebody attacked me. I've never killed anybody. But I am still that saint in an energetic aspect, that saint, savior, soldier, scholar, healer, and killer. I still have it. I just ask that it be brought out at the appropriate time, whether it's protecting of myself or protecting of my children or my grandchildren or the woman that I'm with or whatever, or the family members that I care about. I want the killer aspect to really come out when it's time. And I pray that in your time, your saint, savior, soldier, scholar, healer, a killer comes out at the appropriate time also. That is the warrior's creed from what Dr. Khalid gave us back in the day. That is the warrior's creed. And I respect that warrior immensely. Dr. Khalid was a very significant figure in my life, in my development, in my growth. Minister Farrakhan, a very significant figure. These are people that I have met. Sister Ava Muhammad, a very significant figure in my life. I've met her and her beautiful husband. She's the late, great Ava Muhammad. I've met her and her beautiful husband and a handsome husband, her brother Darius. People, Marcus Garvey, Francis Cress Welsing, sisters and women, friends that I've known. I put it in my book. Phyllis Yvonne Stickney is in my book. Karen Hunter is in my book. As people that I really cared about in my development and growth. I even put their pictures in their book to show them that I care. Aton Edwards, significant. Dr. Valentine, definitely. Queen Afua, Ma'a, Abundance Child, significant people that have helped me throughout my years. Got their pictures in my book. Significant women in my life. Katrina, Denise, Charmaine, Lorraine, and Josette, significant women that I put in my book. And what I said, what I said in my book, No Promotion is Bad Promotion, I put in my book, I said, these great people below have been thoroughly supportive and inspirational to me over the years. I love and respect you all. Het Haru, Sister Het Haru, Karen Hunter. Y'all ever check out Karen Hunter? I've worked with her. Phyllis Yvonne Stickney, I've worked with her. Ralph McDaniels, I worked with him. Bob Law, Dr. Bob Law, Dr. Delbert Blair, Sister Rosa Mariah Bay, Farrah Gray, and many others. And you got to be able to look at those people that were the wind under your wings, that you got along with in your past. And maybe you don't talk to them to this day. It's cool. But you still got to acknowledge that at certain pivotal moments of your life, Luciano, the reggae artist, Moshood, the designer, they were all people that was influential in my life. Burning Spear. I've worked with these people. I mean, Culture, Dr. Sabi, Isaac Hayes. These are people that I've worked with in my past. Isaac Hayes, Caribbean Blend family, Monteria Ivy. These are people that I had to get along at a pivotal time of my life, and they helped me to be the best that I can be, to do what I'm doing to this day. Of course, Malcolm X and Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. No doubt. And I made sure I acknowledged them in my book. Many pictures in this book. The late, great Frankie Crocker. The late, great Frankie Crocker right here. Larry Gold from SOBs. My cousin Derek Wilkes from RJR Radio in Jamaica. This is an interview I did in Jamaica back in the day with my cousin, Derek Wilkes. So the books that we write, the books that we put out should serve as a purpose to not only reflect the information that you've gathered over the years and the research, but also to reflect the people that you love and respect that help you to get to where you got, because there's no such thing. And I know Star talks about being a self-made man and this person be a self-made woman. There's no such thing as a self-made man, self-made woman if you got a mother and a father. No such thing. And I know they're talking about business, but you still needed other energy to carry you along the way. That's what made you be who you are. There's no such thing as a self-made man or woman. No such thing. No such thing, especially in this physical realm. As long as you got a mommy and a daddy and you had somebody that helped you to give you that first job and what you love to do, whether it was radio, television, or whatever, they helped you along the way. They helped to mold you or give you guidance or put you on in that job to do your work and see what would happen, what you come out to be later on in life. So on that note, I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the journey. Thank you very much, Kafunya. Kafunya said you're a great diplomat. Sure, Larry Gold, George Crooks. That's right, Kafunya. Kafunya knows. Big up to Kafunya. She's on the Instagram feed. Thank you, Kafunya, for all that you do. Kafunya also. Sister Kafunya has been a part of that journey. I think her picture is in this book. If I'm not, I know her name is in the book because I shouted Kafunya out. I don't think a picture. I thought I put her and Moses in the book. Here's some other people I want to shout out. Dr. Ben, Francis Cresswell, and I said Dr. John Henry Clark, Ivan Van Sertimer, Ashwa Kwesi and Mira Kwesi, Baba Kaba Kamene. On the other side is Phil Valentine and brother Jerry Miller. There they are. I put people that I really put their name. Lloyd Strayhorn is in the book. Ampu, Dr. Africa. Martial arts Master Duncan. Put them in the book to show respect and love for them. That as long as my book will live on, they will live on. long as my book live on, they will live on. That's how we're working it. All right. So on that note, family, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming on. It's now 29 minutes after the hour. It's 12:29 on the East Coast. It might be another time, but definitely 29 minutes after the hour everywhere in the world. All right. Want y'all to have a great afternoon or evening, whatever you're doing today. Today is Nia Habaragani. Nia, purpose. Find a purpose. What is your purpose? And those who don't know their purpose, then book a session with me so I can help you to pinpoint your purpose. Because at the end of the day, if you do not activate your purpose, then you will stay what you're doing or maintain a amnesia about your purpose. But I know from the mathematical frequency that everybody out there know their purpose. And the purpose is not some aha moment. Sometimes the purpose is, do you talk a lot? Then you're supposed to be in the talking field. Do you like good music? Then maybe you're supposed to be in the musical realm. Do you like art? Then maybe you're supposed to be in them. Can your mother and your father say you used to love to do this when you was a child? Then there was your purpose when you started off. You like to laugh or you like to make people laugh, then there's your purpose. Today is Nia, purpose. Nia, purpose. This is Bear Witness. Matter of fact, this Bear Witness brand is from Will I Am. Bear Witness. Will I Am. It even comes in the pants form. It's right here on the pants too. Will I Am. Bear Witness. He used to support this brand. He was also a supporter of this brand, Will I Am. It's called Bear Witness. Yeah, man. Bear witness to who you are through your purpose. And if you still, I tell all my clients, if you still can't figure it out, go and ask your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your older cousins, whoever raised you. Find out and ask them, what is it that you used to love to play with or do? And then you'll find that little spark of light of what your purpose is. Little spark. And then you let that spark get brighter and 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 brighter. And make money from that purpose. Turn that purpose into something. Because every purpose, every gift, every skill, every talent can be turned into a business. You don't believe me? Every week we put out the garbage and we put out our recyclables. It's a business. Think about it. All right, family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Remember, once again, enjoy your day and live your purpose. And make sure you support all of the people that are on my show. Tonight at 7:30, I will be on Forbidden Knowledge TV. It's pre-recorded, but at 7:30, I will be with this beautiful, beautiful lady, melanated lady. She's a melanated lady. Don't get it twisted. From out of Detroit, adopted. She was adopted into a family. So respect to Elizabeth Carson. And do remember, January 5th, I'm going to introduce you to Millicent Simmons for the first time, Healing Through Color Therapy. Dr. Alicia Watkins is coming in. Then it will be Paris Williams coming in. Then we're going to have Nina Dunham coming in. I'm looking on the 22nd to have, on the 19th, we're going to have Cheyenne Black. On the 22nd, I'm looking to have KT the Arch Degree. Look out for all of that. And remember, family, support my moderators in the building. Make sure you support Millicent Simmons with A Color Curiosity, and feng shui your life through your clothing, through your wardrobe, through your house, how you design your house, and support my dear sister, Dr. Shakira Moore, and her beautiful daughter doing it. I think they need to put both their pictures up here now. Shakira Moore and her daughter is doing business, iridology, nutritional advisor, and spiritual teaching. Make sure you hit them up. And remember, Color Curiosity has this sale going on until December the 31st. feng shui your life with the right colors in your house, in your clothing, on your feet, all of that. Feng shui your life. And remember, I have the guided interpretations masterclass. Go to the Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, Dr. Phil Valentine has his class on the 19th. Support him. On the 11th, I'm doing mine, January 11th. On the 19th, Dr. Phil Valentine is doing his. And I believe Paris Williams is doing one on the 18th. But she'll be here on January the 25th from 2 to 7 p.m. with Nina Dunham at her place at the New Black Wall Street. Make sure you support Paris and whatever she's doing. Her new book is out. Woo! Her new book is out. Big up to the new book. And make sure y'all go ahead and check out the link. The link is right here. Let me show the link on the page here. Paris' new book. It's in the chat also. Just scroll up in the chat and you'll find it in the chat. If not, let me see if I could put it in the chat again. Let me be your angel. Let me be the one for you. Also, make sure you, if you're into reggae and world beat music, join us March the 30th in Coral Spring Center in Coral Spring, Florida. I'll be there. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to have 2 passes. I don't know who I'm going to bring with me, but somebody's coming with me. 1 or 2 passes. I'm going to be there. Adara Moselle, support what she does. Free consultation she has. Energy healing, negative energy removal, all of that. That's Adara Moselle. She is my massage therapist and energy worker right here in Georgia. And big up to her and her husband and the children also. And don't forget Higher Self Harmony. That's her book. Make sure you get it through her Linktree/Adara Moselle. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Make sure you support him. Join his mailing list, all of that, and his newsletter list. And remember Amira. Big up to Sister Amira, cartomancy, certified Reiki special master, international yoga teacher, cartomancy specialist. Make sure you text that number right there, and she could help you out by just looking at playing cards. She's good. Lord have mercy. She dropped them playing cards on you. It's over. And big up to my son with his cleaning services and detailing services. Hit him up at the number right there on the bottom. And my other son, you could hit him up for recording purposes on all that you deal with, audio books or poetry books. 929-456-3009. Hit him up. And my other son, again, 512-429-9522. My January is booking up now, so make sure you book a session with me, because soon as these videos drop on Forbidden Knowledge with Brother Billy and his wife, and also Brother Rich, always going to be turned up. I'm going to be booked probably till the month of March. Y'all better jump on it. All right. Get my books on Amazon or go to my Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, coming soon in 2025, the Numerovational angles and angel numbers. I'm doing the editing right now, finishing up and doing the editing right now. That's going to be beautiful. My children's book, very easy to write. It's going to be powerful, based off of one of my reggae songs. And don't forget my autobiography. It's going to be a roller coaster ride called When the Late Bell Rang. It's going to be cray-cray. Remember what Dr. B says: I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection. I'm thankful for my life. Remember what Dr. Blair says: please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you all for being a part of my journey. This has been the Numerovational, spiritual, and physical perspective of why can't we all just get along? Great question by the late, great Rodney King, who inspired many of us to recognize what was going on in the streets, not only in LA, but throughout all of America, especially when it came with melanated people. All right. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Remember what I always say: I love you because I love me. All right. Take care. It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now.
Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Awards Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website www.irawma.com for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Or prosperous, righteous teachers. We gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class